is it necessary to perform Shraddha ritual every year, or as Pushti Marg, a part of Vaishnavas, believe that certain prayers, if offered before the first death anniversary, then Atma is merged with Paramatma, hence ritual is not required. Please explain.
So I am not very, very well versed with Pushti Marg, so I will not be able to comment on that aspect. But the principle is what I will explain. See, if the Atma has merged with Paramatma, there is no ritual, nothing is required. Whether before life or after dropping the body, there is nothing required, because all rituals are for the Jiva which is transmigrating. If your son goes from here to some place, let us say far off place, USA, from here to Delhi, Delhi to some place, from some place to some place, some place to Atlanta, like that, some 5 flights he has to catch and go. What will you do as a mother? For some journey at least you will give food, no? Even if that fellow says, no, I will eat in the flight, you say, no, take this much at least you take and go. Why? Because in the journey that person requires. When the Jiva goes from here, body is dropped. Jiva Bhav is still there. Person has not realized oneness with the Absolute. Suddenly the body which one was thinking as I am this body, now the person is ejected out of that body. Now that person requires help to understand the new environment, new situation. The Vedic mantras are done for that Jiva. So the meaning of the word Shraaddha is Shraddhaya Kritam iti Shraaddham. That which is done with faith. And what is the faith? The faith is that the Jiva exists, that there is an entity which is apart from the body. So the death of the body is not the death of the Jiva. The Jiva continues the journey till it realizes what we spoke about it, the cycle of karma. Till it doesn't realize absolute truth, the Jiva will continue. Now when the Jiva is continuing, and there are many Jivas here also who are attached to that Jiva, mentally that attachment binds that Jiva. Because they are in subtle body. They can experience our attachment and our mind and our emotions more powerfully than even you and I know. Because they are in a subtler level. So the rituals which are done, one, to empower that Jiva, to understand that you are still alive, you are not dead, the body is dead. 2, to drop our attachments towards that Jiva, to liberate that Jiva, ki bhai, you go ahead in your journey. 3, also it is that this Jiva must know what is the goal of life. So the immortality of the soul, those verses when we chant from the Gita, when we chant them, they are connected at thought level. When we direct it to them, it will go to them. The impact will be there. At that time, to even know that, my goal is that. I am not this body. I simply got attached to this one body and I thought that I was this entity. It empowers. The most powerful empowerment for a Jiva is all those verses and all those thoughts which remind the Jiva that your nature is indestructible, immortal, unborn, unchanging. Hence those verses are very important to read, to chant. And Shraddha, those rituals which are done, they will also help the Jiva to take the next body. So they are done for that. And such a beautiful ceremony it is. We should understand that especially for the ancestors, for the parents, etc., when the Shraddha is done, the parents, how much pain they go through to give birth to us. What is the way to repay them? There is no way to repay the difficulties that they have gone through. But our culture says that a son or a daughter has that opportunity to help the father and the mother to get the next body. That's why you do Pindadan in Shraddha Karma. That the soul needs a new body. And of course, according to its karma, the soul will get a new body. But you can do certain things which will help that soul. In that process, in some way you are able to give back. That's the beauty of Shraddha Karma. Shraddhaya Kritam. Hence, as long as the Jiva Bhav is there, these rituals will be helpful and they must be done. And also there are many mystical factors. You and I don't understand that. We very happily say, no, I don't know, I feel like doing Shraaddha. Instead of doing Shraaddha, I will go and donate some money to orphanage. Please remember, karma has karma phala. The karma phala of a Shraaddha and the karma phala of Dan is different. If you have a particular disease, will you take the particular medicine or not? Will you say that, no, this medicine and all is useless? I am just going to go and do some charity. How it is going to help? You have a particular disease, you have to take that medicine only. So this jiva is having a certain bhav to help that jiva come out of that bhav, to help that jiva to take the next body, to help that jiva to get detached. Certain rituals are done which will empower that jiva through that karma phala. Punya will definitely help the jiva, no doubt, but it's a very general help. If you have a specific disease, you have dengue, can you keep taking just some general anacin and crocin? What will you need? Particular medicine, no? Malaria, if you have, what you have to take? What is that? Quinine, no? Something. One has to take that only, because that's the cure. So karma will have karma phala. So Shraaddha, when it is done, we should remember our 1 year is 1 day for them. Why? Because the time in our realm is different from the time in the realm in which they are. So in Pitru Paksh, now it will come, no? Pitru Paksh after Anant Chaturdashi. In Pitru Paksh, when Shraaddha is done, every year for a certain number of years, 16 years, 13 years, each culture believes in different thing. You are feeding them for that many days, that's all. When you do that tarpan and that dan and then that til and the water and the sesame seed, all that we offer with the proper mantras chanting when it is done, you are actually feeding them for that many days. And that's a very less time for them actually. But that much time is an average time whereby, based on the karma, that jiva may take appropriate body. And even if it takes appropriate body, whatever you are doing, the impact of that will go to that jiva even in a new body. Because you are not worshipping the body, you are not giving it to the body, you are giving it to the jiva. One person asked Periyavar, who was earlier Shankaracharya ji of the Kanchi Math, very great tapasvi. So the person asked him, what is the point of offering til and water and the rice ball and so many things here in the Shraddha karma? The person has gone, not departed. And we are leaving all that here. How does it affect that person? A very nice answer he gave. He said that your son is in America and he makes a trunk call to you. At that time, trunk call was whatever. He makes a call to you and he needs urgently 10,000 rupees. What will you do? You will go to the bank, deposit 10,000 rupees. Where does the money lie? Money lies in the bank here. But the credit is given where? To the person abroad. Will you say, what a waste, money is lying here only? You will not say, because the money may be lying here, but the credit has gone to the son there and he is able to use the money. Same way, the material may be lying here, but the mantras, the power with which you say, the intention, it will all get communicated. So these are important rituals which must be done. And they help the jiva. Please remember that. Lot of people themselves, they tell also, don't do any rites and rituals after me. I don't want any of this. Because they don't know what is the impact of that and why it should be done and how it helps. It's a proper science. In our ignorance, we just want to do away with it. That's why I said apathy of one generation can destroy this entire beauty of this culture. Shraddha has so many beautiful impacts, so many results. And today, is it not that the Western psychology and everybody has awakened to the fact that reincarnation is a fact? It is not that there is only one life. Reincarnation is a fact. Continuity of jiva happens. And all these are to help that. So that is the power of Shraddha. So Pushti Marg, whatever they believe, that I am not very aware, so I will not comment. But if the jiva is not a realized soul, Shraaddha must be done. That is very important.
So is there a presumption that we all say that the soul should be liberated, it should not attach itself to another body. So by doing these rituals, are we presuming that the soul has to be necessarily reborn?
That's why I said if the soul has not realized the truth, then it will be reborn. No, there is no, by law of karma, if we when we understand the whole cycle of karma, till the realization of my own true nature doesn't happen, I will think of myself as a jiva, and as long as I am a jiva, I am a finite miserable entity bound by my own karma. So I will take new bodies, there is no doubt in that. Person has to be realized. So if I know that the person is realized, then this is not required. That's why even in the question here it said that Atma is merged with Paramatma. If this Atma is merged with Paramatma, then not required. Then you don't need to do. Whether Pushti Marga or no Pushti Marg doesn't matter. The principle is that. But in Pushti Marg, when you believe that yes, the Jiva has merged with Paramatma, when actually it has happened, it should not be an assumption. If the Jiva while living is like that, if we say that certain prayers are offered before the first death anniversary, that if the Jiva is not realized while living, it is not going to realize in the transit. So the rituals and prayers done before first death anniversary are not going to make the Jiva realize the truth. So the principle is that if the Jiva has merged with Paramatma, then Shraaddha is not required. So that Gaya Shraaddha, etc. is where we finish the Shraaddha, that once you do that, you don't need to do further Shraaddha. That also is a way to ensure that our duties also are till a certain limit. We are not eternally bound to a Jiva. So for that many number of years, you do Shraaddha regularly and then go to Gaya and completely finish the, once you do that Shraaddha there, then for that person, you don't have to keep doing Shraaddha again and again. And also the idea is by that time that person has taken new form. 16, some people say 16, some people say 11. It depends on which system of Veda, what are you following. Different things are there. The cause, some people say 13. So the number varies according to whatever you are following. That's a degradation of the culture. It can be performed by the daughter also. They don't allow now, that's the problem. They don't allow women to chant Gayatri Mantra now. That's the degradation of the culture. There are certain reasons for it, but if those reasons are, like see when you go and see the cremation, when you see the body burning and all that, it disturbs the mind terribly. And then to sit after that and meditate and then think all this for the good of that soul may not be very easy, because more emotions are arising in a woman. That's a general understanding. You see, more memories, more attachments are there in the mind. But if the person is capable, strong enough, then one should do it. No problem. Vedic times the women were doing. Vedic times women were Rishi Patnis who used to run the Gurukuls, who used to teach, who used to chant Gayatri Mantra, who were given the Janeu also. Gender equality is a part of Vedic culture. But then over a period of time, all that degradation has happened.